Alright. Sunday, 12:29, about to be 12:30. Super Bowl today. Probably not gonna watch it. Not really the biggest football fan guy, but still gonna hit the gym. I did come here yesterday, took all my pre-workout, got here, and then said, fuck this, man. And then just left. And it was like the best decision I did, because coming back just one day later, it's amazing, man. If you're not feeling good, take one day and off, and you'd be amazed what like how much more recovery you can get. Like if you do one day off usually, but you take 2 days off, I mean that's double the recovery, twice as much. So if you're thinking that way and not like, oh, just one more day, and that's a big difference. So gonna do the usual workout. I'm hoping the squats are gonna be better. We'll see. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna do a little bit of like a dynamic stretching beforehand. Nothing crazy, just kind of loosening up a little bit. I kind of like to do like, if you know what vacuums are, but it's kind of like I'm just sucking in my stomach, but I'm kind of bringing it in and like up towards my rib cage, and I like to do that kind of like engages my abdominals a little bit. I don't really have a very scientific reason. I just kind of gets me in a good headspace and keeps my abdominals tight, and kind of makes me feel like I lost body fat actually once I can hold my midsection in better, if that makes sense. So let's just kind of get into it, and we'll start with this extension once I'm all warmed up and stuff. What else? Anything else I need to say? Let's see. I think that's it. Had some more food yesterday. Body weight's down to 171. We'll see what happens as I diet down. Got down to 154.9 in August or September of 2023. So what is that, 5 months now? 5 months ago. So hopefully I put on a little bit of muscle with this extra recovery split I've been trying. Let's just kind of get into it. The food of choice that I had yesterday was rigatoni alla vodka with some fried chicken added to it. And then, what else did I have? I had some other shit too. All the good shit. So, a little bit more swollen today. Carved up, they would say. Should be good. I'm gonna go back to not holding it as much. I prefer just to get a nice peak contraction, then kind of resist on the way back down. I might hold it for a little bit, but I'm not gonna hold it for as long as I did last time. Last time I was giving it like a nice hold up here, but I just wanna get there and then come back down. Just my preference, I think, for this workout. Last warm up, 17 plates. Your last warm up should be a couple of reps. It shouldn't be the most amount of reps for the warm up. Should be the fewest as you work your way up in weight. Come on. Last warm up. 7 plates, 13, 17. Now I'm gonna do my all-out set of 21 plates, 21. We'll just see what happens. Just trying to destroy the quads. Okay, so all the way under, all the way to the top. Trying to get to the top in the last couple. It's gonna be real difficult, but really just give it into that pad. Trying to drive your toes up to the, and break your toes on the ceiling. Those last couple. Oh my God. Holy shit, that was hard. All right. Now I'm gonna sit here for like a minute, just so I can just enjoy my legs not working for a moment. So, as the seconds are going on, my legs are getting more and more pumped. It seems like the pump happens a little bit after the set, right? I mean, as we expect, a little bit post swelling. Obviously, I got a big pump directly after, but it's like that last little bit of swollenness happens like 30 seconds after, you know? Maybe, I'm not fully sure. Maybe it's fully pumped right after. But whatever, who cares? Same objective. Go hard, kill your quads, and then sit here and die for a moment. Catch your breath. I think that was 10. And I think those were pretty good. It's so heavy for me. I want to hold on to the strength for dear life, so. Oh God. Damn, that was good, man, that was good. So it took a lot of energy up here to get into the right headspace. Done there. I'm gonna stay on this and do the hamstring now. I think if you sit down, the blood kind of gets trapped and the burning sensation doesn't really go away. So walk around a little bit, even if you don't want to, then it should be better when you come back. All right, moving on to hamstrings. One warm up, feeler set, and then destruction set. 6 or 7 reps there, I think. 10 plates, now we'll go up to 14, usual. See what we got. You know what, fuck it, go on 15. That was good, so. Oh my God. That was interesting. So, I actually unlocked the fucking pad because I was pushing down so hard. Which is kind of weird because I don't know how this opened, but I don't know. But so what I did was I locked it back in real quick, and then instead of pushing down, I kind of just pushed that way, so that didn't happen again. So it was a little pause in the set, but it didn't do anything. I got right back into it. Hard ass reps. And then the last one, I got to the bottom. I just tried to hold on for dear life. And then it pulled me up. So I had nothing left in the positive for the most part. And the negative just ripped me back up. So, positive, negative, failure, or real close to, in my head. Hamstrings are pumped. Super fatigued because I can barely bend my leg. That's when you know the set is over. It's good. So we're on a good pace here. I don't want to rest too long. I just find that I don't want to be here at some point. I still want to save some of that mental energy for my big lifts. At least that's the way my workout is structured. So. For now. So I kind of get these out of the way. I'm not rushing them, but I'm definitely not wandering around and I mean, there's nobody to talk to in here, it's just me, so. And nobody can come up to me and talk to me, I guess, either. Okay. Sometimes you get stuck in a conversation at the gym, and then you realize you're out of the zone and the pump's gone, and it sucks really. So if you can, training alone can be beneficial sometimes. A good training partner is definitely amazing. They're hard to come by, but if you can get one, try and keep them, or her, whoever it is. One warm-up feeler set on this. I just want to make sure my groin's not going to rip off pretty much at this bottom position. There's these knobs on the inside here, on here, and I'm trying to match them up even. So that makes sure that I'm pushing evenly at both legs and one's not taking over, or one's not moving faster or slower than the other. 2 more here. All right. Now, once my inner thighs are warmed up a little bit, I'm gonna widen this so I can get more stretch, which is what I try to do in every movement. Maximize the stretch on it, right? Hopefully maximize the activation or whatever you want to call it. The most chance for that to stimulate the muscle. That's kind of what we're going for. So big stretch is what we're trying to go for on everything. Well, enough of a stretch. I mean, nothing to the point where you feel like you're gonna injure yourself, rip your inner thigh off, but enough of a openness. I'm a lefty, so as I'm pushing that, I'm trying to be cautious of pushing my right leg faster, or trying to connect to it more so it can keep up with the left, because the left is probably a little bit stronger on all the movements. So if I'm doing a single leg lunge, for example, I mean there is only a single leg lunge, yeah? But if I'm doing a single leg exercise, I'm gonna start with the right leg. And if it's for arms, I'm gonna start with my right arm. Like a curl. I'm gonna start with the curl if it's single, and then I'm gonna go to the left. If I'm doing it like that. If I'm doing it both together, then I'm just making sure that they're both even as I move it. So what I do is I stare at myself in the mirror and I think, what the fuck? And then I pretend to breathe real hard, you know? And then I catch my breath for a second. Well, I'm not pretending, but I almost want to make it seem like I'm suffering after the set. Like I want to be dying of air. I think in all of our heads, we have a little bit of a sick mind, thinking the more we suffer, the better it feels, you know, that type of thing. So I wanted to just feel like poison through my lungs and my muscles and my brain post-set, and then I'm good. That might sound crazy, but I don't know. I know there's some people out there who think like that. There's gotta be. If you're a, extreme lifter, you know? All right, done there. Did as many as I could, and then once I got it to the middle, I let it go all the way open, full stretch on that last rep. And then, wait, did I say the last rep was full stretch, and then I drove in using my inner thigh, and then I had to chest fly together a little bit. Once I got it to the middle, I just said, okay, I'm gonna hold on for dear life. and then it was starting to open up, and I was just trying to like turn everything off besides my inner thighs. And then I chest fight it together one more time just to see if I can do it for another negative, but I couldn't really hold it. Inner thighs were toast. Now we're on to the good shit. Squats and stiff leg deadlift. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go put on the squat shoes for more. So if I'm like, let's say I go down, right? Let's say this is all I can go, but with the shoes, they come up and I can go much deeper. So I guess in basic terms, I can get more knee flexion, which in turn, or forget that, which the result, we'll say, the result would be more quad stimulus, hopefully. So there's only, or every single quad head, the vastus medialis, vastus intermediate, which is under the rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, and the rectus femoris, they all cross the knee joint, meaning they all extend your knee. The rectus femoris is the only one that goes, well, you have your sartorius as well, that does kind of like this motion. So it's hip flexion and kind of like an external rotation. The rectus femoris goes, attaches over your hip. So really, if you want to train that, it would be with abdominals, and it would be some type of leg raise variation or hang an ab, just to throw in a little bit of science there. It's good to know that stuff, but I think if you're not training hard, it doesn't even matter how much you fucking know. Just, you gotta train hard. I mean, you want to be muscular and also have the science to kind of back it up. I think that's kind of the general idea. So what I do is I tuck my pants in like an old fucking man, just so, I don't know, I just do it. Well, my shirt's way too big, first of all. So that's the reason I do it. Alright, now we're ready to squat. So I want to stay as upright as possible for the most quad. So the chest stays high. I'm almost pulling the bar with my lats into my upper traps. Chest stays high. Abdominals tucked in and sucked in on the sides. Stomach flat. And I go down. I'm not going to do these as slow as I was previously doing. I think there's a point to where you're almost slowing it down too much. You're limiting how much weight you can do in the bar. And for me, I want to do as many as I can right before the burn kind of starts to take over my mind and distracts me almost. So, set of 6 to 8 without waiting too long in between each rep is probably ideal for me. What I like at this moment in time. I used to do sets of 15. They were terrible. Terrible. Couldn't breathe. But I don't think it really matters. I prefer this, and that's why I'm going to do it. Powerful contractions. I don't want to lose that ability to be explosive out of the bottom, and I mean a hard, powerful push out of the bottom. Not out of control, but I also don't want to be pussy and kind of like isometrically, just like, not isometric, but like just like leg extension it. I want to drive into the bar as hard as I can. I don't want to get too far away from doing heavy weights with good, controlled, and then power out of the bottom. I don't want to just like, you can easily use like half the weight and go real slow. But I want to put, load on my spine. I want to make sure my body's still strong as I'm, as I'm lifting. You get away from doing, more than 2 plates, at least for me. All of a sudden I go to 2 plates and it's like heavy. I don't want that shit to happen. So I gotta keep it going. Respect the weight, but at the same time, don't respect it. What I mean by that is take control of it. But understand it can fuck you up. But don't let it. Say, nope, not fucking today, man. Not today. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm also telling myself that it's just a movement. It's just down and up. And I am in absolute control of this weight. All right, done there. Stiff leg deadlift. Two, keep my legs straight. The bar is gonna travel away from me. I'm not actually gonna push my hips back. If you push your hips back, it's not gonna be as much hamstring. You're gonna get more glutes, lower back out of it. And if you bend your knee, you're gonna be able to go down further, but you're gonna get more glute because this angle is changing. It's becoming more or less. You wanna, once I bend my knees, this angle is closing which is stretching the glute. So it should be pretty straight, lean forward to get maximum stretch on the hamstring. That's my thought process at the moment. I've done it where I push my hips back and bend my knees and look down, and I can go all the way to the ground. But I'm just experimenting with this way that Dorian Yates did it, and I seem to like it so far, so try it. Wasn't comfortable with it yet. Oh, my phone's fucking sideways. It probably went sideways when I dropped the weight. I want to like press the screen to focus it, so I have to move my phone a little bit to the side of the clamp. So my one side of my phone was more on one side, so it rotated it. But anyway, whatever. I think I bent my knee a little bit, but still a lot of tension on the hamstrings. And good set, good heavy spine loading, hamstring stretching set. That's the majority of it. Nothing too complicated. I'm gonna take this shit off and then go sit on the couch. All right, so a good test, I think, at least for what I do, is I put my hands like this post-workout, and if they're uncontrollably moving, then that's a good sign. And the they'll look for the something a little bit off. I think most people who want to torture themselves in the gym probably have something a little bit off. Maybe a little bit, maybe. Not fully sure. But when you're real fucked up and your hands are shaking like you've just been through a goddamn car crash, good sign you've done a good job. It's not for everybody. We're talking for the person who, the more pain they go through, it's almost like the workout's amplified. It's hard. We're talking about the person who it's harder for them to not train hard. Like it's kind of like the person who, as hard as it is for the person who doesn't like to go to the gym, the person who's going to the gym, it's just as hard for them not to go, the person who likes to go. Hopefully that made sense. That was a little bit all over the place, but hopefully that made sense. Yeah, I mean, fantastic session. I said it in the beginning. I actually showed up yesterday. I took pre-workout, right? I was ready to go. I got here and I was like, fuck this, man. I ain't working out today. I don't even want to sit on the leg extension. Like that's what was going through my head. I'm like, I'm just leaving, man. And the moment I even thought about leaving, I'm like, I gotta go. It's just, if you even think about it, it's a bad sign, I think. So I just left and had some overnight recovery, which was amazing. And I'm still, I think I've been talking about this for months now, but the more I rest, I mean, there's a point to where you rest too much, but just taking an extra 2 days is like magic. I mean, think about it. Let's say you normally take 7 days in between training sessions, right? If you wait 9 days, so 2 more days, that is more than 20%. It's almost 30, it's like 30% extra more recovery. 30%. A whole third. I mean, that's closer to 50% than it is 0. And we're talking about half. I mean, it's not just 2 extra days. Those 2 days could be magic for recovery. So I'm gonna try and take, I mean, I really think, at least 2 days. That's a safe answer. At least. If I take 2 days off, I'm like 90% good for the most part. If I take 3, I mean, it's even more confirmation that I'm like 100% ready to go. I don't know if I've taken 4 days off. Maybe it would be even better. But the more rest days I take, for the most part, I mean, obviously if I take 9 days off after every training session, it's gonna be a little ridiculous. I'm probably gonna shrink, right? But those extra like 2 days, man, are just magic. And if you think about it, why is it 7 days? Why does everybody train chest on Monday? Why is it every 7 days? We've just created a week. Like us humans, if we created, or us humans, that sounds funny, but you know what I'm saying. We created the week, the month, the year. What if it's just how many nights of rest I get? What if it was that? What if it was just I'm gonna wait until I'm ready to go? Not, oh, it's been 7 days. On the 8th day, I'm gonna shrink. I think in the mind of a lifter, we think, if I wait any more than 7 days, all of a sudden, I'm not training enough. And I think we think more is better always. But if you think about it, we have just put ourselves through a car crash if you've trained real hard. I mean, maximum effort. So who says only 1 night of rest is gonna be enough and then all of a sudden you're 100% again for the next body part? I mean, it's just something to think about. Your genetics are gonna dictate the biggest factor, I think. At least that's what I've understood from training for the last 8 years. I've gone through phases of under recovering and then over recovering and thinking I'm training hard, but I'm not really training hard enough, and I was just maintaining for months. So I think I've kind of finally understood how to grow muscle properly. I thought I did for years, and I did kind of understand the concept, but I wasn't putting it into full action, I don't think. And even now, I still think I could improve. Training intensity wise. This leg day was pretty good, but I think you can always push it harder. But the legs is the hardest for sure. Upper body's easy compared to legs, man. Tom Plotz said it best. Legs is a separate sport. And it's fucking true. Way harder. Upper body, easy. It's hard when you're doing it, but it's just not close to legs. At least I don't think. I'm kind of going back and forth of what I want to do training split wise. It doesn't matter too much, but I want to train my legs. I want more recovery from my legs because I kind of think my legs need to be bigger. I don't want my upper body to be bigger than my legs. That's just the worst nightmare, I think, for a lifter. So I think maybe I'll dedicate more recovery to legs by just adding an extra day off. post legs, whatever, 2-3 days off. And then just maybe train upper body all together. So I can train my legs maybe sooner, since I'm only doing one other workout before I train legs again. If I'm doing 2 workouts, well, now it's instead of one workout, 2 workouts. I mean, now it's 100% more of the workout, 2 workouts. Now, if I cut that one workout back to 1, now it's only 50%. I mean, that's kind of what's going on in my head. It's only 1 more car crash to recover from. How's that? Instead of 2, I think you can break it down too much, maybe. I don't think I'd want to do more than 3 separate workouts, because if I did legs and then push and calves, and then I did back and biceps together, and then I did shoulders and triceps, then it's gonna be like 2 weeks before I train my legs again. So I'm trying to find the sweet spot to where I'm training everything good, all evenly, without feeling drained at the end of the workout when I have to do arms, let's say, for upper body day. But I don't think it really matters. 2-3 workouts a week. I think that's the sweet spot for me. 2 to 3 sets per body part. I think I've been doing 2, but if I did 3, I don't think it would really matter too much. 2 to 3 is kind of the sweet spot, I think. That's really it. I have not taken one bite of this yet. Just not what I do. I talk and then I don't know who said it, but someone said you can be, great. What is it? You could be okay at a couple things, but you won't be great at any. So what I'm basically saying is if you're doing multiple things at once, then they're all going to suffer. If you just focus on one, then that one should excel, and then work on to the other one. I don't know how I just got into that, but the food, yeah, the biting the bar and the talking, whatever. Who gives a shit? But it's cloudy, 50 degrees, Sunday. Super Bowl's coming up, a couple hours. Won't be watching it. Had a cheat day yesterday. Pump was crazy today. Hamstrings were fried. Stiff leg deadlift was crazy. Not going down very far, only going a little bit below my knees. And I looked back at the video of it, and it was actually pretty decent. I actually really liked how it looked. I'm using that as hamstring. I mean, even my calf is working. My gastrocnemius of the calf primarily, because my knee is not going over my toes really. But on like a squat, let's say, the soleus of my calf is working a lot. So the soleus, it's worked when your leg is not fully, but more in a bent position, like the seated calf raise. And then the gastrocnemius, which is that ball up top, those 2 heads that you see when you point your toes, that's your gastrocnemius, and it gets trained more when your legs are straight. It's more of a stretch. It's all about what's being stretched more, and because when something's not stretched as much, the idea is it's going to deactivate it, and it's not going to fire the same. So whatever muscle of that muscle group, let's say quads, for example, if I'm getting more knee flexion than I am the hip, like the rectus femoris, I'm gonna get more of the heads that go over the knee and less of the rectus femoris. I mean, that's kind of the idea. Bicep, ideally preacher curl, more of a short head, inner part of your bicep, and brachialis, which is under the short head. Long head of the bicep needs to be on a stretched, like a incline dumbbell curl or a cable curl behind the back. It needs to be behind the back to get a stretch on it, to activate more of the long head. I mean, that's kind of the idea when we're talking about all of this, training and how to get the most out of the muscle and training hard, all that stuff. But I'm not going all the way down on the stiff leg deadlift. I'm looking up at the mirror, trying to keep my back arched as much as I can. It's not gonna arch a lot, but I don't want it to round. That's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm not gonna like be completely arched as I'm going down. I think that's not gonna be the best. Maybe not the best way to do it, but I want to keep a slight arch. That's my ultimate goal. I definitely don't want to round. So straight, a little arch, keeping the head up, body follows where the head goes. If I look left, my body turns left. If I look up, my back arches. If I look down, my back is more likely to round. So, more hamstring than I used to do it, I think. I used to get a lot of glute out of it by bending my knees more, and I think I overall just get more fatigued because I was going all the way down to the ground, and then I would do, let's say I did 12 reps total. I would do like 8 of them. No, I would do like, maybe like 6, like 6 of them maybe. And then I would rest at the bottom. Then I'd do 7, then I'd rest on the ground, I'd do 8. And it's like I was repeating the last rep over and over again. So it was super fatiguing. It was like a rest pause set, basically, but like just crazy. Super tight, fatiguing, and kind of like this. So keep going with it, and just gonna go rest, play some pool maybe, and upload this either today or tomorrow. We'll see. And I'll throw some shorts up and all that shit. So that's really it. We'll see if I'm under 170 for the next workout. Calories are around 27 maybe. Usually I would know, but each meal is around like high 5s or mid 5s, potentially low 5s. But when it all gets added up, it's probably around that 2,700 mark. And then once I get down to like the 150s, it's gonna be like 2,000 or less than that, probably like 1,900 sometimes, and that's just what it is to get down to like below 9% or whatever. I don't know what I was. I think I was pretty sure I'm below 10% when I was like 154. I was pretty lean. I had a little bit left on my obliques, and I mean, it wasn't close to stage lean. I would have to drop like at least another 10 pounds, I think, to be like super lean for that to happen, to get all the quad definition going and hamstrings stripped out and calves all veined up and all that shit, you know? So that's it. I'm gonna eat this and chill.